Ladies and gentlemen, this week in Eternal Evolution on Dial Arts We Like Tactics. This is a segment I like to do every Wednesday. Basically, I talk about the week that was and the week that's coming up. It is Wednesday, which means last night in the wee hours of the morning, we got the patch notes for the upcoming content update. Now, this isn't a mid-cycle update. This is the brand new cycle. This game cycles content every 2 weeks. So we get a big, huge dump that lasts for 2 weeks, and in the middle of that, we get a little mini update. So this is the big one. So in this video, I like to talk about the week that was, everything that was going on in Eternal Evolution this week. Make sure you're all caught up if you're seeing this video on Wednesday. Otherwise, hello from the past. You know what's going on, and I'd like to give you my thoughts and discussion about what possibly is upcoming and what that means for the game. All right, so I like to do this. It's one of my probably my favorite weekly segment. So much that I haven't done another video since the last one. So first, I want to talk about the week that was. So Rise of Heroes, as you see right up here, we got 7 hours and 54 seconds left. Rise of Heroes is 2 weeks out of every 4-week cycle. You get lots of goodies. So this time we got Old John. If you were able to see, look at this account. I need to burn these tickets. If you were able to play every day, if you were able to at least do, I think, the hard boss, you could get an immortal Old John. So Rise of Heroes on the first release, so the first run through, they give you a character. As long as you play it and are okay at it, you can get the character free, highly evolved. And then that character usually goes into advanced summons where you can put them in your wish list and you can get them a lot slowly. So, unfortunately, if you missed them, you missed them. You're going to have to get them the slow way. So, even my baby account got him to Immortal plus... I think I'm 20 shards away from Immortal plus 1. So, lots of good stuff in here. See the raffle shop. I do need to finish this. Ooh, I've missed a bunch of days on this account. Gene hybrids, you get limited tickets, you get a lot of runes, you get a lot of stamina, you get diamonds, you get really good free rewards in here for basically just playing it. So this is going away, or this is gone, depending on when you watch this video. What else? We've gotten all the new gear sets this week in the Ketosian Triangle. So they did just kind of plop some new gear into these dungeons. These are the hardest dungeons in the game. So if we look at what we can get, Marauder... No, Marauder was old. Burst looks like it's going to be really good. Probably on, like, I want to run it on, like, a Luke, right? So it's attack and then big old percent attack as true damage, depending on how far you are away. And Luke tends to be really far. We got Fade Out and Gnaw. So we got these 3 sets. Now, Gnaw looks like it's just going to be for the boss in Twilight Lands. You know, the one where you got to kill or burn through all of the shields on 3 characters, being, I think it's Oisa, Hercules, and Crete. Don't quote me on that. But if you don't burn the shields, you die. So this one, the basic attacks and summons removes 20% of the target's current shield. That might be good for that. And then Fade Out, I don't know. Crit rate, so it's going to be an attacker. When the target's HP is lower than 50%, you gain 50% crit damage. Now, why wouldn't you just want to run signet sets and stuff? I don't know about that one either. But Burst looks good. Gnaw looks niche. Fade Out looks kind of stupid, if you ask me. But yeah. So we got all the new gear sets. I think Ketosian Triangle is now fully fleshed out. Crimson Abyss and Ketosian Triangle were the last biggest content updates, and that was a lot. And as well, this week we are saying goodbye to the Northeon banner. Now, Northeon has turned into a DPS monster. He's an energy hero. You don't have to run him with other energy heroes. You put him in a Marauder set, and you just let him, or unleash him onto some PvE content. I've seen him do well in PvP as well. This guy is a monster, but you have basically 7 hours at the time of this recording to go get him. He is very, very, very good. This was a very, very good addition to the game. The guy that we're getting next, I don't think he's going to hold a candle to Nord. I really, really don't. But he might be the first piece in the next plan. So that is pretty much everything that was the week that was. That makes sense? I think that made sense. Basically, Northeon and gear sets and Rise of Heroes, which is just ending. Now, let's go to the patch notes so we can discuss the week that is, or the week that is upcoming, depending on when you watch this video. So, originally, this wasn't here, but they added it this morning. It is in... Let's move my head. This is now in-game. It was really weird. Still don't have a kit on the new guy. We got a teaser yesterday evening, or early morning. Just a picture and a little bit of a discussion about him on Facebook. And then they gave the patch notes on their Discord channel. And then a few hours later, many hours later actually, they dropped it actually in-game. So it's in-game right now. So let's talk about it. Yes, basically up top here, we're going to have maintenance in the evening. You're going to get 500 diamonds. All right, very, very standard. We're all used to that by now. So the new hero, Pandemonium, the Juggernaut, which he even kind of looks like the Juggernaut. It's an SSS level Terran tank. So it's a Terran tank. Skilled in knockdown. It says knockdown spam. So that sounds like he's just going to constantly be knocking characters over. We don't have the kit though, so I can't really examine this fully. And melee resist. Now, that's important because he's a tank. He should be very, 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 very resistant to melee damage, so he can actually like stay up and tank, right? So we're getting him tomorrow. He's going to be the 2-week banner. So is he worth it or not? We don't know. We don't know, because in general, tanks in this game have been very poopy, very lackluster, very ineffective. Vanguards have been the tank. But paired with him, we're getting the other SSS level tank. And he's going to come, optimized. What am I missing here? Optimized the other tank, Zeta, optimized her skills. Added melee resistance, state, and multiple basic attack effects. So she as well is getting a buff to her resistance to melee, which basically means what? Assassins and summons, right? Because everybody else is attacking at range. And Vanguard too, I guess. And multiple basic attack effects. We don't know what that means yet. We're going to find out. It's odd that they don't explain this, since these are the patch notes. It's odd that we're going to have to play in-game, go in-game, and find the kit updates. It's weird. Optimized some heroes' skills to improve the beginner experience. So this is strictly for you people that are just starting a new account. They're basically updating tanks. So Langel, they're making it, they're reworking him. He's still going to be trash, but they are reworking him. Reworked the actions and optimized the special effect of his ultimate. Okay. All right. He's still going to be trash. They're changing artists. We don't know if it's going to be a buff or not. They're giving him a displacement skill since he is a Vanguard. So he will be able to gain a shield under Hagridon. And he's going to inflict displacement single target damage like other Vanguards. Yes, they're basically making him just like the current SSS Vanguards. Reworked the actions and special effects of his ultimate skills. We don't know what that means. Because right now, what makes his ultimate skill, what makes Artis viable at endgame now is his defense down and his what he does, his debuffs. And then optimized Oisa, optimized the attack roll of her ultimate skill. So basically what that means, and I've heard some confusion. So basically they're going to just up her attack. They're going to make her do more damage, which is great because I still run Oisa in my PvP team, in my 1v1 arena team. So cool, Oisa gets a buff. This is the tank patch. I'm thinking that's what I'm going to have to probably call it. The week of the tanks, or the rise of the tanks, or something like that. Optimize Nero skills, optimize Nabella skills. Those are food characters. Those are blues. No matter how much you buff them, they suck horribly. No one's going to use them. They might use them for like 5 levels of story mode and then drop them as soon as they get Oisa, Langle, Randall, the works, right? No one cares. This was wasted time, developers. This was probably wasted time and effort to improve food characters. What else are we getting? New events and event optimizations. So we're getting the other banner. The 1 week banner is going to be a new limited recruitment event will open on most servers, meaning after week 3. During this event, you'll be able to recruit Pandemonium. You're going to get Kalaza and Xandar. Kalaza, useful. Xandar, not useful. Right? Not useful. Nope. 14 days. The other banner, the mini banner, the one that's going to last a week, is Zeta, Hercules, and Murphy Row. Could have swore that I thought there was another character in here. Did they change this? I thought they changed this. Oh, well. Zeta. So they want you to run Zeta. I've got a Zeta. I think she's at red right now. But I kind of want her now because they're reworking her kit and they're trying to make tanks more useful. So I'm probably going to go 59 on, what's this guy's name? Pandemonium. And then I'm going to get the free copy of Zeta, or the pity copy of Zeta. Then I'm going to go back, pull all my tickets on Pandemonium. Try to get them up as far as I can. I'm only going to have 5 gene hybrids tomorrow. So I need at least 3 copies to get him to Immortal. But somehow I don't think he's going to be as good without Zeta. Right? In her banner, 7 days. A new Gamuzo's Bell event. This is the RNG spinning wheel, the gambling wheel, the roulette wheel. What you're going to get here is you're going to get Pandemonium, or a Pandemonium copy, a Zeta copy, and then Dominant Nucleus. Actually, I would want all of these. My main team is a Summoner team, and I would love another copy of the Dominant Nucleus. But normally these are very, very rare. You got like a 1 to 2% chance to get any of these copies, unless you want to spend and get a whole bunch of extra spins. So that's a 7-day event as well. We're getting a new Details Gathering with Old John as the reward. Now, this is a pay-to-win event, the Details Gathering. I think you can get 2 copies of Old John free to play. Maybe 1. I haven't run the math in a while. But I know you can get 3 if you pay. Plus, you also get the goodies. You don't have to spend a whole lot. You have to spend like $1. Just go into that everyday pack and buy the thing for 99 cents, and you can get this. Maybe you can't. No, I think you actually have to buy the $5 one. Yeah, sorry. And then you can get all the rewards from Details Gathering. That's a 7-day event as well. A new Elite chapter. Now, this is nice. Because this is going to give you a free copy of Zeta, right? The main hero rewards are a free copy of Zeta. All you got to do is you got to play it every day. If you're a new account, you're still going to be able to complete this. So you, me, my sister, my dog, my cat, my kid can all get a free copy. Just make sure you run it every day. And then you get some decent rewards from that little blue dust that you get from this event. And my dog just sneezed. Weird. All right. 14 days, so that's a 2-week one. So you don't have to spend. You can clear the whole map right up to the end just by playing your, I do believe it's 5 nodes every day. And surprisingly, Summon Arena is coming back. Like, it feels like it just ended. It was literally 2 weeks ago it ended. So they are now, looks like that they're now going to run it with Twilight Lands on the 2-week rotation, which is kind of nice that it is now set in stone, because it seemed like the last one, it took a bit till it kicked in. Like, they were like waiting to line it up properly. But they're tweaking the rewards. So they're adding copies of heroes Guan Yu, Nautilus, Prigor, and Moriyami to the shop. So I don't know what currency you're going to have to spend to get them. But I think I saved some currency on my main account. So hopefully they're just for the cheap chips and not the tokens you get from actually making it to Summit Arena, because that's very, very limited. And if that's the case, not a whole lot of people are going to spend on them. So that's a good way. I know Guan Yu, it's a good way to get a copy or 2. Like, all these characters are the premium ones that it's kind of hard to get. Well, I guess, yeah, because Prigor you get as a reward in Twilight Lands. Moriyami you get as a reward in Summon Arena. Nautilus is also Twilight Lands, and Guan Yu is just, they gave us a banner, and otherwise you're using Gene Hybrids. Now, you're going to use Gene Hybrids from all of them, but if you were going to get them through their events, you'd have to wait on a banner for Guan Yu, or you get these Nautilus, Prigor, and Moriyami through actually content. And then added the Mythic Divine prototype, Bloodthirsty Crest. Now, this is the prototype for Guan Yu. So that is, I do believe, the only way that you can get this crest would be from Summit Arena. But like all red prototypes, it's going to be in the final rewards. It's going to be for the tokens. You have to place in the top 16 to get the red prototypes, including Bloodthirsty Crest. So 1% of you that might be watching this video. That's 14 days, right? So yes, it's on a 14-day rotation now. So the new seasons of Twilight Lands also starts on most servers, which means if you're 2 weeks old or more, maybe even 1 week old. I think 1 week old, and you can unlock this. But they're changing things. They're adding another chapter, so chapter 16, to the Twilight Lands, but it's not going to be unlocked. Or it says it will be unlocked on the 8th day, so 1 week in, and it runs for 2 weeks, of the event after you clear Chapter 15, which is normal, right? You're like, it's not going to open before you clear it. So it's basically, what this is going to do is it's going to prevent the first day rush. Although what they're doing effectively is they're making it a rush on the 8th day. So really they're not changing a whole lot. And then added some new ranking rules. So when we talk about ranking rules, that's meaning why you want to usually rush on the first day to get as high as you can, because the people in the top 5 get a red prototype. You also get a SSS Hyper Evolve Crystal in the top 10. So really, if you're really big tryhard, you want the top 5. And normally people would rush day 1 to secure their spot to get all the rewards, whereas now it sounds like your stages and points will be recorded and counted in Chapter 16, meaning you actually have to progress in Chapter 16 to rank, which is not fair to the vast majority of players, because even if you got 20th, you still ranked. You still got rewards. So basically, what they're saying here is if you can't clear Chapter 15, you won't rank. Right? Because added some new ranking rules. Your stages and points will be recorded and counted in Chapter 16. Now, maybe I could be completely wrong. Maybe they're just saying that now Chapter 16 will count towards the rank, but that's stupid. That's a weird wording. Like this sounds exclusionary to me. Anyway, and then they added tank with the introduction of the new tank Pandemonium. And I'm just going to show you what he looks like really quick. So there he is, if you haven't seen the post on Facebook. I like the eyes, like this eye. This is very like Cylon-y to me, right? With this little slit. Kind of almost like a Mandalorian mask as well. I like these little happy faces on his rocket launchers. Just 2 big old shields. And obviously some big old knee pads. So I don't know what he's going to be rolling around on there. A couple gun turrets. So basically he is just a mech, but just a really beefy mech, right? So that is the tank. So with the introduction to him, they are basically pushing tank content. So let's move my head again. So in Twilight Lands, they're adding tank bosses. So added a tank bond elite stage. What elite stages mean is one of the mini bosses, right? That are a lot harder to beat. And the guy that you're going to have to fight is called Shadow Spear War God. He's got blah, 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 blah. Basically, it says he's immune to all CC effects except knockdown. And when the target is knocked down, they receive huge bonus damage. So this guy, Pandemonium, it says he is a knockdown spammer. So it sounds like this guy is going to be required for an easy clear of this mini boss. Now, they are reworking Zeta. Zeta also has a knockdown as well. Oisa has a knockdown as her first common skill. So, But I don't think that's how you're going to run this baby. So if you remember, the SSS Hunter Commander they just gave us, if you run 3 or more Hunters, then when they hit a target 3 times, they knock them back. So Hunters now have knockdowns. So maybe you want to run the new Hunter Commander with 3 Hunters, add this guy since he knocks down on his own, and a healer, right? It's probably going to be the comp, because if you're just running tanks, do you think they're going to put out that much damage? Because it says the boss receives huge bonus damage. Are they going to put out that much more damage? I don't know. I think it's going to be a Hunter and Pandemonium show. And then this added a daily limit on the number of heroes who can join battles in the Twilight Lands. You can choose 30 heroes to fight in Chapter 1 to 15 and 20 and 16 every day. Now, I've heard some interpretation of this one as well. Some people think that you can... Basically, you can only have, say, 30 heroes die. So you won't be able just to Zerg wave over a boss, save your team, and then kill it. But it says you can choose 30 heroes every day in 1 to 15 and 20 and 16. That sounds like as soon as you use them, they're gone, to me. So basically, 30 divided by 5 is 6 fights. So if this is true, if that is true, you can only fight 6 nodes a day. That would be horrible. Hopefully that's not the case. But it's weird how it says you can choose 30 heroes to fight every day. To me, that sounds like once you choose or use a character in a fight, you lose them. If that's the case, Twilight Lands is going to suck. Because I like sitting there for like an hour a day or more, especially more on day 1, just to push as far as I can with the same team. But now if I use my summoner team, and now I can't use them in the next fight, that's not going to be fun. But that is definitely going to slow down progression, and that is also going to make it extremely difficult to clear Chapter 15. And we'll see. And now, of course, my dog wants out. Lay down. Oh, well, and to go along with the tanks, we're getting an SSS level tank commander, Abek. So what does Abek do? When an allied hero knocks down an enemy, they inflict bonus damage on the target. So if you were going to run 3 tanks in that fight, Zeta, Pandemonium, and Oisa all have knockbacks. I think Oak also has a knockback, or a knockdown, sorry. Then that turns them into damage dealers, maybe? So maybe this will turn tanks into damage dealers. When 3 or more tank heroes are deployed, reduce the shield and healing effects of enemy units. And the lower the enemy's HP, the greater the reduction. So, that doesn't sound very PvP viable. It just doesn't. That sounds like the tanks are going to be effective in the mini-bosses in the game where you have to destroy shielded units. Or not in the game. In Twilight Lands, where you have to go up against shielded units. And then in PvP, increase the damage and max HP of allied units. I think it's 20%. So, yeah, I don't... The only place I see this commander being useful right now, off the top of my head, is certain Twilight Lands bosses. Shielded units. Because we don't have any... We don't have any game modes other game PvE game modes where there's shielded units. There just isn't, except for Twilight Lands. Now in PvP, obviously Vanguard's shield, but this doesn't seem like you would want to run a tank team versus Vanguards. Maybe you do, but I really hope that tanks can't beat Leo, but maybe they will. So I don't know. I'm not impressed with this commander. And then they are nerfing Gabal. So optimize Commander Gabal's skills. Crit strikes of allied heroes in the enemy. Basically, Gabal was overpowered in PvE game modes because you could like take Hegradon, or not Hegradon, you could take like Northeon to the back half of the map and just do insane damage. But now they're making it so that it triggers only once every 3 seconds. So whatever. They're nerfing Gabal. And then they are optimizing Carmoda's skills, which is the new Hunter SSS Commander. And it says it optimized the knockback distance mechanism. So, yeah. Obviously, this knockback wasn't working properly in Twilight when they tested it. Added a more simplified skill description here. That who cares? So the other stuff that they're giving us, this is all just visualizations and bug fixes. I'm not going to read these. These don't really matter to the game. They do, but they're not fun. They're not important. One other thing that I want to discuss in here. Yeah, and see, they even added it right here. Fixed it, because this wasn't in the other notes that I saw. So fixed an issue where the soul swords of Rickert, Randall's shadows, and the holy butterfly cannons of Azina are considered summon units. So in the whale boss in Guild Hunt, if you were running Anpu, Rickert, Bailey, Randall, so now Rickert's soul swords that he gives to all the assassins were being considered summons. Randall's shadows were considered summons, and that was basically ramping up Anpu's damage to ungodly levels, which is why you wanted to run. Oh, look at that. Someone just subscribed on YouTube. Thank you. So basically, I'm not streaming, am I? No, I'm not. So basically, they're nerfing the current whale team for Guild Hunt. So because these summons, when they disappeared, were blowing up for Anpu damage. Blah, 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 blah. Don't care about that. Don't care, don't care, don't care. And then where is the Anpu thing? Where is it? Did they remove it from here? No. Yeah, they did, right? So the previous text I saw said they were reworking how Anpu's summon splash damage. I think that's what it's called, splash damage, something. How it worked. This is exactly how it worked, and we all called it. So all of these characters that were that had an ad that they brought onto the field were considered summons. So Anpu, whale boss, not going to work. You're probably going to have to run all 4 assassins now to get as much out of him. So that is the patch notes. What is today? Today is the Ides of March, so hope your name's not Caesar. 27 minutes. Wow, did I ramble? Wow. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for this week in Eternal Evolution. Sorry I took so long to discuss all that, but this is a significant update. There's a lot of quality of life tweaks. They're adding on and they're tweaking other game modes, new hero, reworking tanks. We'll see what that means. We'll see if it makes a difference. I'm kind of excited for Oysa. I'm hesitant to see what's going to happen with the tanks. I wish I had Zeta. And yeah, if you did enjoy it, put Juggernaut down in the comments. That will let me know that you made it to the end of this video. I will thank you profusely. And hopefully you can let me off the hook for going a week in between videos. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, take care. Peace, cheers, and good. Bye-bye.